Toronto Maple Leafs defenseman Morgan Rielly could be in trouble with the NHL. He's facing a possible suspension for a nasty cross-check that caught Sens center Ridly Greig in the face. It was the dying seconds of the game. The Leafs are down by 1, so they pulled Martin Jones for the extra attacker. Ridly Greig was sprung. He was all alone. But rather than just tucking the puck into the empty net, he took a slap shot. Rielly was right behind him, followed him to the boards, and while Greig was celebrating, he cross-checked him right in the face. Now, we can certainly understand why Rielly and the Leafs would be ticked off, but the cross-check, that was clearly going way too far. You can bet the league is going to take a good hard look at this. No matter what the league decides, Rielly's got the full support of his head coach. Sheldon Keefe said, and I quote, "I thought it was appropriate. Our players have the right to react," end of quote. And now it's up to the NHL to react. When they do look at the video, here's what they're going to have to consider. This was not a case of Morgan Rielly merely finishing a check. It wasn't a hockey play by any stretch of the imagination. Rielly chased Greig down well after the play was done, and his stick ended up nailing Greig right in the face. Some are going to argue the initial point of contact was actually Greig's shoulder, and then the stick slid up into his face. While the intent may be in doubt, in the end, the stick caught Greig in the face. Rielly got a 5-minute major for cross-checking and a game misconduct, but there was only 6 seconds left in the game. So now what? Well, Morgan Rielly does have a couple of things going in his favor. He's got no history of fine or suspension. And the other good news, of course, is Greig went down for a bit, but it doesn't look like he was injured on the play. So it's going to be interesting to see how hard the league comes down on Morgan Rielly. As I mentioned, no matter what happens, Rielly's got the support of his head coach, Sheldon Keefe, who said he did what was appropriate. Along the same line, some fans of the Leafs are going to say, even if Rielly does get suspended, it may still be worthwhile for the Leafs in the long run. That it could actually be a positive to see this side of Rielly. That this kind of response to being shown up could be a good example and message to send to the rest of the team. That it's time to get a little extra fire in the belly, even if it means paying a price. Time they become a little harder to play against. But appropriate from the Leafs standpoint or not, I think the league is almost certainly going to call it inappropriate, illegal, and worthy of supplemental discipline. So a couple of questions for you now. First, what do you think? Was it a suspendable offense? If so, how many games should Morgan Rielly get? And even if he is suspended, would it be worth a couple of games for Rielly to send a message to his teammates, to show a little extra fire in the belly? The comments are open. Let us know what you think about this.